in risk of wrecking my Avalon. Where is it? Oh, there it is. It's hot. Ouch. Careful. Look at how sad that is. Oh my goodness. Hi everybody, welcome back to the Chiquel YouTube channel. My name is Amanda and today we're going to talk about how to use a steamer on your wavy or curly synthetic pieces. But before we jump into it, I'm going to remind you to like this video and subscribe to my YouTube channel where you can learn even more about alternative hair. All right, so I'm wearing this lovely, adorable, wavy synthetic piece called Avalon by Estetica, and this is in the color Mandarin Rooted. I wear this a lot. You've probably seen this on me before, but this, like I mentioned, is a wavy piece, and if you know anything about synthetics, you'll know that over time, synthetics get really frizzy at the ends. They just get frizzly and frazzly and coarse feeling and dry feeling. And a lot of people feel like as soon as that happens, it's time to get rid of your wig and on to the next one. But there is a way to save it. You don't have to sit there with the frazzly ends and you don't have to throw it out. So I'm here to show you what you can do with your wavy or curly pieces in order to give them a little bit of a longer lifespan. So I have done a video on how to use a steamer on synthetic wigs before. It has a lot of information in it. I urge you to go and check it out if you haven't already. It kind of teaches you what you can do with a steamer with your synthetic pieces. But what I don't really talk about is what you do if your wig is already wavy and how to sort of maintain that wave without ruining it with your steamer. So right now I'm going to enlist the help of my trusty blockhead over here. If you don't have one of these yet, I suggest you get one. They are excellent for helping you style your wigs, especially if you're using something like a steamer, because you are not going to want to steam your head. You will burn yourself. All right, I'm gonna switch places with my friend here. I feel better on this side. Now, like I said, synthetic fibers over time do start feeling a little bit frazzly and frizzy and dry. And that comes from the friction that the fibers have on your clothing. It comes from brushing out your wigs over time, and they just start to get almost poofy. And when they get poofy, it just doesn't feel right. Now, my Avalon here honestly isn't that bad right now. It's not too frizzy, but she's one of the only synthetic wavy ones I have on hand to work with right now. So I'm going to use her as an example of what you can do to help fix your frizzly, frazzly ends of your wavy synthetic pieces. So what I'm going to do right now is I'm actually going to put most of this up so we can just focus on one curl, so we can see sort of what happens when we add steam to these synthetic curls. So anytime any type of heat is added to synthetic fibers, it changes it forever. So if I were to steam this and it changes it, and then I went and washed it, it's not gonna dry back to this curl. It's gonna dry to whatever I changed it to with the heat. So that means you have to be a little bit extra careful, because whatever you do to it is just gonna change it forever and ever. So that's why it gets a little bit tricky when your fibers on a curly piece are starting to get frizzly and frazzly, because the only way to fix it is with heat. Now, the fortunate part is that usually the frizzliness happens mostly at the end of your fiber. And when it's happening at the end of your fiber, it makes it a little bit easier to work with. So anytime I want to help smooth out these fibers, I'm going to take my fine tooth comb and my steamer. I will turn it on, get that steam going. Where is it? Oh, there it is. It's hot. Ouch. Careful. I'm going to take my comb. I'm going to go through just the ends. So stick to the ends because you don't want to take out the style. And I'm going to add my steam to the ends as I'm curling my comb around. That's going to help sort of maintain that curl there. And I'll probably do it just a couple times. And the steam gets all the frizzlies out. And what I'm going to do after that is take my fingers and hold it in that curl that already was there. And sometimes I can even take my steamer to add a little bit extra heat to it. And I'm gonna let it cool like this with my fingers holding it just like this. The most important thing about using steam is that you allow your fibers to cool set. If you don't let them cool and set in the new position, they're just going to go blah and they're not going to do what you want them to do. You have to hold them and let them cool in the position that you want them to stay in. Okay, so now that this is cooled, I'm gonna let go, and I still have that curl happening here, which is amazing. So as long as you stick to just the ends, it's gonna make it really easy to continue that curl and maintain it. Now, just because I'm here, I'm gonna show you what would happen if you took your comb and your steamer and just went through your whole entire piece. Because like I said, steam and heat completely changes a fiber. So if you wanted to get rid of frizzies that are all throughout your wig, going through it with a comb and the steamer is going to end up completely straightening it and taking out the style completely. In risk of wrecking my Avalon, I'm not wrecking it, it's just a tiny piece. I'm gonna show you how we can bring it back as well. But this is what's gonna happen if you took your steamer and just went through the whole piece while trying to get the frizzies out. It is going to take out that curl that it had, and it's going to leave it looking very drab and sad and without any style. Look at how sad that is. Oh my goodness. Now, the positive is that there's no frizzies here, so that's great. But the negative is that we no longer have the adorable style it came in. And often, or not often, pretty much all the time, the reason we purchase wigs is because of the style it comes in, and we don't want to ruin the style it comes in. So we just have to be really careful. Okay, now let's say you accidentally completely got rid of a lot of the style to your piece and you want to bring that curl back. Honestly, you're gonna have a hard time bringing back the exact curl pattern it came in, but you can at least bring some curl back with some rollers and your steamer. This here is a 1-inch roller. Honestly, this roller is too big of a barrel for the Avalon curl pattern. I would probably get a smaller barrel if I wanted to replicate more of the Avalon curl pattern, but this is what I have right now, so we're gonna use it in order to show you how to do this. So I'm gonna take my fibers and wrap it right up in my Velcro roller. I'm gonna take my steamer and I'm gonna steam the roller. So when you're steaming the roller, you want to make sure you're going all over the piece. So get in there behind, get all the fibers so that they all feel that steam on them everywhere they are. Okay, once I've steamed all of the fiber on this roller, like I mentioned, we have to let it cool set. So we're gonna sit here and let it cool. The longer you let it cool, the better the outcome. Sometimes I might even recommend just letting it sit like this overnight, and you might even find that to give you the best possible outcome. But in terms of the time we have right now, I won't do that for you. I'm just gonna let this sit for maybe 5 minutes, and we'll see what happens when it's all done officially cooling. Okay, I'm back. It's been about 5 minutes and the fibers have been officially cooled down. They are not warm. They've been sitting in this position for a little bit now, and I can take the roller out. Now, like I said, this roller is a little bit too big for the curl pattern of Avalon. It's not going to go as curly and as ringlety as you see this wig, but it is going to give you a bit of a curl and show you kind of what to expect if you do this. So look at that. It is really cute. It's probably just a little bit bigger. I might do more of like a 1/2 inch barrel for Avalon, or 0.75 one if there is such a thing. So now this gives you an adorable curl, and you can no longer be sad from taking it out accidentally by steaming your whole piece. Now, if I'm being honest, working with steam as you're trying to maintain a curl on your curly or wavy synthetic piece, it can be a little bit tedious. As you are working with your piece, I do suggest you section it off just to help you get some hair out of the way and really focus on certain areas. And that's gonna help you sort of figure out where you need to work on. But like I mentioned earlier, when you are working on pieces like this, make sure you're sticking to the ends as best as you can, because that is where the most frazzles are going to be occurring, and that is where it will be easiest to help maintain the curl pattern that is already here. Hopefully this video was a little bit helpful for you guys. I know I didn't do my whole piece for you, but I'm hoping you can take the technique I showed you and help bring your wavy or curly synthetic piece back to life again. Now, if you have any questions about this, feel free to ask them below and I will be happy to try and help you out. And if this is a wig that you're interested in or you have other ones that you want to check out, make sure you go and visit us at our website at chiquel.com, chiquel.ca if you're in Canada, or chiquel.com.au if you're in Australia. But as always, thank you guys so much for your support and for watching me here. I truly appreciate you, and I will see you next time. Bye, everybody.